signal is called the multi-dimensional signals. The example of the this signal based on independent variable are audio signals. Audio signals are one dimensional signal. Its shape varies with the time. Here the independent variable is time in audio signal or speech signals. Whereas in case of this two-dimensional signal, image are the two-dimensional signal. It has two dimensions, x and y. Then comes to another classification, continuous time and discrete time signal. As name says, continuous time. If the signal is defined as each and every value of time, then the signal is called the continuous time signal. And if signal is defined only at discrete points of time, then the signal is called the discrete time signal. And that discrete instants are integer points. So in this subject, digital signal processing, we are dealing basically with the discrete time signals. So from now, everything we do on the discrete time signals. Can anyone tell me what is the procedure of converting continuous time signal into a discrete time signal? How continuous time signal is converted into the discrete time signal? Anyone?
तो उसको पल्स ट्रेन के ऊपर से वो करते हैं, पास करते हैं.
Yeah. What is the name of that option? Sahars?
Sampling.
Sampling, yes. So the signal
sampling.
Sampling, yes, very good. Signal can be converted from continuous time signal to discrete time signal by sampling. And what is sampling theorem? Anyone?
The sampling frequency should be 10 to f.
Two times of
ऐसे करके था.
two times of
सर वो एक फ्रीक्वेंसी थी सर, वो 7 सिग्नल की फ्रीक्वेंसी थी सर.
yeah.
तो सिग्नल
The
की फ्रीक्वेंसी.
yeah. The sampling frequency is, yes, Ritesh, आप बता रहे थे?
Sir, highest frequency.
Yes, that is highest frequency in the signal, available in the signal. So the sampling theorem is to reconstruct the signal from its samples. Theorem is for reconstruction only. To reconstruct the signal from its sample value, signal must be sampled at a frequency greater than or equal to twice of maximum signal frequency. Then only we can get the original continuous time signal from the discrete time signal. Otherwise, it is not possible. Signal cannot be recovered properly. So, to convert signal from continuous time to discrete time, we use sampling. Then the another classifications that we have studied is analog and digital signal. In case of this continuous time and discrete time signal, we only deal with time axis. Whereas for analog and digital signals, we deal with amplitude axis. If the amplitude axis can have infinite number of values, then the signal is analog signal. When the amplitude axis can have infinite number of values, देखिए this signal has infinite number of values, then the signal is analog signal. Whereas for digital signals, it has only finite number of labels, finite number of values. For example, for this signal, it has this value, it has this value, and it has this value. 3 values only. Signal has only 3 values. So this is digital signal. If the signal has only 2 values, 0 and 1, then that digital signal is called the binary signals. Is it okay? Then another example we have done was periodic and aperiodic signal, and we have done some examples on this periodic to calculate the periodic signals. So if the signal repeats itself after a certain period of time, then the signal is called periodic signal. Otherwise, signal is aperiodic signal. Like this. This signal repeats this shape from here to here after this time. So this signal is called the periodic signal, and this is the period of the signal. This is the period of the signal. And what is frequency? 1 upon t. 1 upon period, fundamental period of a signal is called the frequency of the signal. And here these signals are not repeat itself after a certain period time. These signals are called the aperiodic or non-periodic signals. Then we go to the energy and power signals. If the signal had finite energy and zero power, then the signal is called the energy signal. And if the signal has finite power and infinite energy, then the signal is called the power signal. Finite energy, zero power is called the energy signal. Finite power, infinite energy is called the power signals. There are some class of signals which are neither energy nor power signal, like ramp signal. Then we studied about some basic discrete time signal. First is unit impulse sequence or unit sample sequence. Signals in discrete time are called the sequences. Signals in discrete time are called the sequences. So this unit impulse or unit sample sequence, it is 1 at n is equal to 0 and it is 0 otherwise. The shape of this signal is this. It is 1 at n is equal to 0 and 0 otherwise. Then we have unit step sequence. It is 1 for n is greater than or equal to 0 and 0 when n is less than 0. This is called unit step sequence. Then we have another signal, unit ramp signal sequence. Unit ramp sequence is like this. Unit ramp sequence is like this. The unit ramp sequence is generally written as RT is equal to TUT. RT is equal to TUT means, what is the significance of UT here? Sorry, RN. It is for discrete time case, therefore it is RN is equal to NUN. UN is unit step sequence. The unit step sequence is defined as only at positive side. It is 1 when n is greater than or equal to 0 and it is 0 when n is less than 0. So NUN, how we can draw? For n is equal to 0, this, what is the value of R0? 0 into U0. U0 is 1 and n is equal to 0, 0. R0 is equal to 0. So we can draw this signal like this. It is 0 at n is equal to 0. What about n is equal to 1? R1 is equal to 1 into
1. 1 into U.
1. So it is 1 at n is equal to 1. So this signal is somewhat 1 at n is equal to 1. R2, it is 2 U2. U2 is 1. So R2 is equal to 2. So it is somewhat 2 at 2 and so on. For 3, it is somewhat 3 at n is equal to 3. At n is equal to 100, it is 100. Like signal is exponentially growing. signal is exponentially growing. So what we have learned, all the power signals are periodic signals. We have learned this. All the power signals are periodic signal. All the energy signals are non-periodic signal. But all non-periodic signals are not energy signal. This signal is not the energy signal. This is neither energy nor power signals, since this signal exponentially grows. The formula for the energy of the signal is E is equal to somewhat the formula for writing energy E of the signal is sigma n is equal to 0 minus infinite to plus infinite mod of xn square. This is mod of x n square. This is the formula of energy of the signal. For imaginary signal, we use mod. For real signal, xn mod is equal to xn. So this is equal to same x square n for this in the case of real signals, sigma xn square. So if we calculate the sigma xn square means, since for this signal it is defined from 0 to infinite. Since un is here, so it is somewhat some value when signal is from 0 to infinite. It is 0 when n is less than 0. Since un is there, un is defined only on positive quantities. So if we calculate sigma xn square, sigma means, this means if we elaborate this signal, so we can write n is equal to, for this Rn signal, for calculating the energy of Rn from 0 to infinite, this is Rn Rn square. Rn is nun, so we can write n. We have considered already un from 0 to infinite. If you put from 0 to infinite means we have already considered un. So E is equal to sigma n is equal to 0 to infinite n square, means when n is equal to 0 it is 0 plus 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square and so on. So what will be the value of energy? 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 100 square and so on up to infinite. Energy will be infinite. Therefore this Rn is not the energy signal. Since its energy is finite value, energy is infinite value, Rn is a energy signal. Also, it is non-periodic signal, so it is not the power signal. Therefore, this class of signal, like step signal, is neither energy nor power signal. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Then we have gone through the sinusoidal signals, and we have read about the continuous time. What are sinusoidal signals? Sine and cos signals. The continuous time sinusoidal signals are always periodic, but the discrete time sinusoidal signals, discrete time sine and cos signals, are not always periodic. We have to calculate the periodicity of that signal. So, like if this is a discrete time sinusoidal signal, cos signal, a cos omega n plus phi. So, we have to check whether this signal is periodic or not. So, if you want to check periodicity of the signal, we have a cos omega n plus some phi. Xn is equal to this. So for periodicity, x of the signal repeats itself after a certain period of time, means x of n plus that period of time, capital N. If signal repeats itself after n period of time, n is called the fundamental period, then x plus n is equal to xn. If signal repeats after a n period of time, then x of n plus n is equal to xn. After n plus capital N, signal repeats itself is equal to xn. Let us test this on this signal. Means a cos omega n plus capital N is equal to a cos omega n. And you know that sine and cos signal are periodic with period 2 pi. Like means we can write this a cos omega n plus omega capital N. Some phi is also there, plus phi plus phi plus phi is equal to a cos omega n plus. This will be equal to this if this quantity is 2 pi. Cos 2 pi is some plus theta is equal to cos theta. So if this quantity will be 2 pi or multiple of 2 pi, then this signal will be periodic signal. So this means we can write omega capital N is equal to 2, where is pi, 2 pi of R, where R is n is small n is always integer quantity. Small n is always integer quantity, since discrete time signals are defined only at integer points, and it is periodic with capital N, means capital N is also a integer points. Capital N is also integer points, and R is also PE integer. Integer multiple of 2 pi after integer multiple of 2 pi, this is periodic. This means we can write omega upon 2 pi, omega upon 2 pi is equal to r by n. R is a integer quantity, n is a integer quantity. This means r by n is a rational number. R is integer quantity. Capital N is also integer quantity, means R by N is a rational number. So any discrete time sinusoidal signal is periodic only when the value of omega upon 2 pi is a rational number. Otherwise, it is not a periodic signal. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We have done some examples in the last class. Then another topic we have done in the last class is transformations on independent variable. So basically we have 3 types of transformation on independent variable: time scaling, then time shifting, and then time inversion. What are time scaling? If the signal is scaled, we are scaling the time only, not the signal. So if xn is a discrete time signal and we have another signal yn is equal to x of time is scaled by a, time is scaled version of xn, x of an, then this is depends on the value of a only. If a is greater than 1, then the signal is compressed, and if a is less than 1, the signal is expanded. During compression, for the discrete time case, it is not for continuous time signal. For discrete time signal, during compression, some signal values are lost, since signals are defined only at the integer points. We have one example here, like if xn is this signal, it is 0 at n is equal to 1, 1 at half at 1, 2 at 2, and 1 at 3. And we want to draw a signal yn is equal to x of n by 2. Here a is 1 by 2, means signal is expanded. All the time points are multiplied by 2, 0 by 2, multiplied by 2, 0 into 2, 1 into 2, 2 into 2, 3 into 2. So these are expanded at into 2 points, like 0 into 2, 0. So first signal is at 0 point, another is at 1 is goes to 2, 1 to 2 point, 1 goes at 2, 2 goes at the sample value of 2 goes at 4, and the sample value of 3 goes at 6. So here the signal is expanded from 0 to 3 to 0 to 6. This is called the time scaling by 1 by 2, scaled by half. Whereas if you want to draw the signal x of 2n, so here the signal is compressed. So all the time points are divided by 2, 0 by 2, 1 by 2, 2 by 2, 3 by 2. So 0 by 2 means 0, it remains at 0. 1 goes to 1 by 2 point. 1 by 2 is nothing in the discrete time case. In the discrete time, only integer points are defined. So 1 by 2 is nothing, means the sample value of this is lost during compression. And 2 divided by 2, 1, 2 goes to 1, 2 goes to 1, and 3 goes to 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is lost, since it's not the integer points. So during compression of this signal x of 2n, we get only this 1 and 2. Then the next operation is time shifting operation. If xn is a discrete time signal and this x of n minus n naught is called the time shifted version of xn. So where to shift depends on value of n naught. If n naught is greater than 0, means signal is x of n minus n naught, then there will be a right shift. And if n naught is less than 0, then there will be a left shift. Like we have xn is this, it is 1 at n is equal to 0, 3 by 2 at 1 and 1 by 2 at 2. And if we want to draw the signal x of n plus 1, then signal will be right shifted, left shifted, this side left shifted. 0 goes to minus 1, 1 goes to 0, 2 goes to 1. This is the left shift. Signal will be advanced, delayed, advanced, delayed, advanced. And the third will be time inversion. There will be a, in the third case, like if we have a signal R is equal to n even, and if we want to draw another signal, R of minus n is the time inverted version of Rn. Time inversion takes place here, R of minus n. So what will happen? R of minus n is equal to minus n u of minus n. N is replaced by minus n u of minus n. Oh, not replaced. It is not math. Basically, Rn is equal to n of un. So whatever the signal, it is R of minus n. If you want to draw the signal R of minus n, R of minus n, then what will happen? There will be a mirror image will be formed about the y-axis. In that case, mirror image will be formed about the y-axis, about this 0 y-axis. Here means in that case, this is your y-axis. So what will happen? If this is your Rn, if this is your R n, and we want to draw RF of minus n, mirror image will be formed about this axis. So basically 1 goes to minus 1, 1 goes to minus 1, 2 goes to minus 2, 3 goes to minus 3, 4 goes to minus 4, and so on. This is the RF minus n, time inverted version of Rn. Then next is multiple operations of the signal. If signal has both the operations, it is shifted and scaled both, then what will we do? We first shift the signal, then we scale the signal. We have done some examples for this in the yesterday class. Can we move further for the systems?
Yes, sir.
Or we have some examples on this transformations. If you want, we can have some examples on the transformation. Otherwise, we will move to systems. If you have any doubt in these transformations, otherwise we will move to systems. No doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Then we will go to systems. What are systems? Can anyone tell me what are systems?
Sir,
What
it
are
is the
system?
series of interconnected devices.
Hmm.
It is the series of interconnected devices.
Hmm. Which perform action on input signal and produce the output. It is a series of interconnected devices. Very good. Which performs action on the input and produces the output. That is system. Not only output, desired output. Subham, mute your mic. So, a system is a device or combination of devices which can operate on the signals and produces the corresponding response or output. The input to a system is called the excitation and the output is called the response. If input and output for a system, if input or output both are continuous time, then the signal is called the continuous time signal. And if input and output both are discrete time signals, then the signal is called the discrete time. Then the system is called the discrete time system. So, depending upon input or output, signal is classified as either it is continuous time system or discrete time system. We have many types of system. We have studies in the signal system, but here we go to LTI systems only. Since almost all the physical systems can be modeled as a LTI system. So in the rest whole DSP, we will study the linear time invariant system. So as name suggested, the system is linear as well as time invariant. What is a linear system? How we can check linearity of a system? Sefali Biswakarma. Sefali,
Yes, sir.
how we can
Yes.
check the linearity of a system?
So if it satisfies the condition like a x1t plus beta x2t gives alpha y1t plus beta y2t, if it satisfies this condition,
Then the
then
system will be a linear system.
linear
Very
system.
good. Yeah. This is called the principle of superposition. So if the system satisfies the principle of superposition, then the system is a linear system. And what is time invariance? What is a time invariant system, Yuvraj?
सर इफ वी शिफ्ट इनपुट मतलब अगर जैसे एक्स सिग्नल है एंड आउटपुट वाइट की अगर मैं कोई इनपुट में शिफ्ट करता हूँ अगर वही सेम शिफ्ट आउटपुट में आ जाता है देन वी कैन से द सिस्टम इज अ टाइम इनवेरिएंट सिस्टम.
Very good. A shift in input produces the same shift in output. Then the system is called the time invariant system. Like I have given one example here. A system is in discrete time case. This LTI system is also called the linear shift invariant system. Either it is called the time invariant system in continuous time. In discrete time case, this LTI system is also called the LSI systems, linear shift invariant system. So a LTI system is one that is first one time invariant, other one is linear. Time invariant means if we perform an experiment on Monday to find the system response of some input, and if we you will get same result if you do experiment again in Wednesday. आपने मंडे में काम किया, एक सिस्टम है उस पर इनपुट दिया, आपने आउटपुट निकाला, फिर आपने क्या किया, वेंसडे में फिर सेम सिस्टम लिया, यू हैव टेकन द सेम सिस्टम एंड वी पुट सम इनपुट एंड वी गेट द सेम आउटपुट, देन द सिस्टम इज कॉल्ड द टाइम इनवेरिएंट सिस्टम. सिस्टम सेम था, आपने इनपुट में 2 दिन का डिले कर दिया, वी हैव टेकन ए डिले ऑफ 2 days and output is also delayed, same output will be produced after 2 days, then the system is called the time invariant system. And other one is, it is time in linear also. So linear is that principle of superposition. So if both conditions hold, then the system is called the LTI system. LTI system is a very important system. Almost all the physical systems are modeled as a LTI system, and we will go to the LTI system in whole TSP. Means system is a linear as well as time invariant. Time invariant, a shift in input produces the same shift in output. Linear, if it follows the principle of superposition. LTI system and convolution sum. For any LTI system, if Hn is the impulse response of the system, what is impulse response of the system? What is impulse response of a system?
Sir, it is the output for unit impulse input.
Output for
Unit impulse input.
unit impulse input. So for any LTI system, if input Xn is given to a LTI system whose impulse response is Hn, then output is always the convolution sum of input and impulse response. Output is always the convolution sum of input and impulse. Means output is always Xn convolution Hn, and this convolution operation can be written as, it is a mathematical function. It can be written as sigma k is equal to minus infinity to plus minus xk h of n minus k. Let us take one example of this convolution operation. Consider an LTI system with impulse response Hn is given by this, and the Xn is given by this. Hn is 1 at 0, 1, 2 and 0 otherwise, and Xn is 1, it is 0.5 at n is equal to 0 or 2 at n is equal to 1. And we want to calculate the convolution of these two signals, since we have to calculate the output of the signal. Output is always the convolution of input and impulse response. Convolution of Hn and Xn. So the convolution operation is sigma k is equal to minus infinite to plus infinite xk h of minus k. So for calculating the convolution operation of two signals, what we do? We first draw xk, then we draw h of minus k, then we shift h by n quantity and multiply sum. We first draw x of k. Here x of n is this, only variable n is changed to k. So first we draw x of k, then we draw h of minus k, then we draw h of minus k, xk h of minus k. So for n is equal to 0, what is y0? Sigma, when n is equal to 0, sigma xk h of 0 minus k, xk h of minus k. And this is summation is here, means multiply sum, make operation, multiply sum. All points are multiplied, then all are summed. So h of x of k is here, h of minus k is here. If you multiply these two, the multiplication operations on two discrete time signal or two continuous time signals are point by point. Any mathematical operations on two signals are point by point. The sample at 0 will be operated by sample at 0 in the second signal. The sample at 1 is operated by the sample at 1 in the second signal. So what will be the hk xk into h of minus k? So at n is equal to 0, it is -5, and n is equal to 0, it is 1. So after multiplication, 0.5 into 1, 0.5, plus at n is equal to 1, it is 2. At n is equal to 0, 1, it is 0. So 2 into 0, 0. Means we have only 1.1 overlap point at n is equal to 0. 0.5 plus 0 plus multiply 0 plus multiply 0 plus multiply 0 plus multiply 0 means the sigma xk h of minus k will be only 0.5. Other points are 0. At n is equal to 1, y1 will be sigma xk h of 1 minus k. So h of minus k is this. What will be h of 1 minus k? What will be the shifting operation, right or left? For h of minus k, we have h of minus k. And we want to draw h of 1 minus k. Shifting will be on right or left side?
Left side.
Side.
Right.
Right side.
We have learned something in the signal system. What shifting operation with h of k? The reverse will be with h of minus k. Have you remembered? What operation with h of k? The reverse operation will be for h of minus k for shifting. Like for h of k plus 1, for h of k plus 1, shifting will be on left side. For h of minus k plus 1, shifting will be on
Right.
right side. Is
Right
it okay?
Yes, sir.
The
Yes, sir.
shifting operation for h of minus k will be reverse as usual with h of k. So h of 1 minus k, shifting will be on the right side. Then make operation, multiply, accumulate. This and this, xk and h of 1 minus k will be multiplied and accumulate. So for xk, it is 0.5 at k is equal to 0, and this is 1 at k is equal to 0. So multiply is 0.5 into 1, 0.5 plus at 1 it is 2, at 1 it is 1, 2 into 1 2, plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0, negative में 0 into 0. So the result will be 2.5. For n is equal to 2, so this is h of 2 minus k. H of minus k is this. What will be h of 2 minus k? The signal is shifted by 2. H of 2 minus k. So 1 will go to 2, 0 will go to 1, minus 1 will go to 0. Then same operation, multiply, accumulate, 0.5 into 1 plus 2 into 1 plus 0 into 2, 1. Means 0.5 plus 2, 2.5. Then for n is equal to 3, we draw h of xk h of 3 minus k. Xk h of 3 minus k. This is 3, sorry, this is somewhat 3 minus k. For 3 minus k, at 0 it is 0.5, it is 0 0, 1 it is 2, 1 it is 1, 2 plus 0 plus 0, so will be y3 will be 2. When we draw the h of 4 minus k, this signal is again 1 by 1 shift. 1 is goes to 2, 2 is goes to 3, 3 is goes to 4. Then if we multiply these two, so there will be no overlapping point. At 0 and 1 it is something, and 0 and 1 h of 4 minus k will be 0. So for n is greater than 3, yn is 0. Similarly, for n is less than 0, if we shift h of minus k minus 1, shifting will be in the left side, there will be no overlapping point. So points will be from 0, 1, 2, 3. Listen, for a convolution of operation on two signals, the length of output will be always m plus n minus 1, where m is the length of first signal, n is the length of second signal, So m, the length of first signal is 3 here, the length of second signal is 2 here, so 3 plus 2, 5 minus 1 means the length of output will be 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, it is 4. Means this output can be written as y of n is equal to curly bracket 0.5 comma 2.5 comma 2.5 comma 2 is the output points. This arrow represents the 0 point. Means if arrow is here, means this is the 0 point value. At n is equal to 0, it is 0.5. N is equal to 1, 2.5. N is equal to 2, 2.5. N is equal to 3, 2. And if this arrow is not here, it also means that this represents the 0 point. So this is the output of convolution of these two operations. This LTI system with input xn is equal to this, output will be this signal. This convolution operation is okay?
Yes, sir.
I am giving you one example. Please tell me the output, convolution operation. Output, what will be the output of that? For a LTI system, the impulse response Hn is Hn is given by 1 to 1. And for this system, input is given as xn is equal to 1, 2. This is the impulse response of the system, and this is the input of that system. Calculate the output yn. Please do it by yourself and tell me the answer. Output is convolution of xn and hn. Means you have to evaluate the convolution of this xn and hn. What is the output of this convolution operation? Do and tell me the answer. Do by yourself and tell me the answer. What is the value of y0? What is the value of y0? The question is, for a system, LTI system, whose impulse response is 1 to 1. This is Basically, it is written by curly bracket. Input is 1 to 1 and the input of that system is 1 to. Calculate the output yn of the system. So yn is always convolution of xn convolution hn. What is y0?
1.
y0 is 1. Very good. What is y1?
4.
4. Very good. What is y2?
So 0.
Why it is 0, y2? y2.
Y2 is 1.
3. Sir, 3.
And what is y3? What is y3? Just take pen and paper. When you sit for class, please take some paper, some copy and pen. What is the value of y3?
Sir, 0.
No. Please do it by yourself. We will do this example in the next class. Please give the attendance. Rishabh Rawat, Rishi Kumar Singh, Rishi Kumar Gupta, Rishi Kumar Gupta, Ritesh,
Present.
Ritika, Ronit, Ruchi,
Yes, sir.
Rudraksh, Sahars.
Present, sir.
Rishi Kumar Gupta is present. Okay. Saloni, समृद्धि.
सर समृद्धि प्रेजेंट है, उसका माइक काम नहीं कर रहा.
ठीक ठीक. सेजल.
Present, sir.
शांतनु, शाश्वत, शेफाली,
Present, sir.
शिखर, शिवानी,
प्रेजेंट सर.
शुभम,
Present, sir.
शुभम मिश्रा, श्वेता,
Present, sir.
सिद्धार्थ, सिमरन,
प्रेजेंट सर.
सौम्या,
Present, sir.
स्तुति.
Present, sir.
स्तुति है ना? या सुधांशु मौर्य.
sir.
सुधांशु मौर्य, तन्मय, तरुण, तुषार, वैभव अग्रहरी,
Present, sir.
वैभव गुप्ता,
Present, sir.
वरुण गुप्ता, वरुण शर्मा, विधि, विपाशा,
Present, sir.
यश आनंद.
Yes, sir.
यश आनंद है. देन यसी,
प्रेजेंट सर.
योगेश, योगेश नाग, युवराज,
Yes, sir.
सूरज. In the next class, we will go through some examples of convolution, है ना? Then we will go to our actual syllabus of DSP, है ना? Okay, thank you.